if you are a first-time home buyer looking to purchase your first home in this crazy real estate market, no one should be in a rush to purchase, and this market is very volatile. Hi everyone, my name is Luna. I am a real estate agent here in Philadelphia. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the real estate market. Recently, the interest rate has been surpassed 6%, and it is the highest since 2008. So I remember back during the COVID time, 2020, interest rate was right around 2.75, 2.9, and then it's nearly tripled. Right now, I cannot believe it's almost 6.18. I made a separate video in Mandarin on my second channel talking about my personal experience as a listing agent, how it affected my seller just on the two similar sales. They are neighbors, and one was settled in February and the other one is in escrow. We're going to be closing in 2 weeks, and the dramatic difference that it has been with selling these two properties. So the property A and property 2, let's just say it like that. The property A is a dated one. It's estate sale, and there are a lot of things needs to be repaired. When we put that on the market, you know, we had an offer. It was a quite good offer, so seller accepted it. There's no bidding war, nothing crazy, because I priced it right. But when I got a call from the neighbor who also wants to sell their property, theirs is a rental condition, so it's way better, you know, it's move-in ready, and they want to go like 35% higher than how much the neighbors was, because they think it's a higher, you know, the condition is better, and they want to go a little bit high because they think the market was still high. So we did that, and when we were on the market, there's no showing whatsoever. Nobody even requested it. And then I told myself, I was like, listen, you know, the price is too high, and if you are looking to kind of still get in a somewhat decent price, you need to drop your price to below 200,000, because that way you might create a bidding war. I'm not sure if you can create a bidding war, because I feel like the market is shifting. That's when we were having a conversation right around the beginning of May. So they did took my advice, and then they dropped down the price to 199. If it was before, if it was around, you know, March, I felt like with that price point, we would definitely have multiple offers, but we don't have multiple offers. We have inquiries, we have a good amount of activities. You know, we're finally under contract, but it was not as good and positive experience as I predicted to be, because the dramatic difference that we're experiencing in these 2 different months with interest rate change. So that was when interest rate was at 5.2. Now, if you guys think about right now, as of today, they changed the interest rate to 6.18. That would definitely going to have impact on sellers who are putting the houses on the market. Now, as a listing agent, the first thing that I would suggest my seller to do is definitely get more earnest deposit, because a lot more buyers are probably going to back out. Now, you know, the difference between the monthly payment, they're most likely to be paying $400 or $500 more. You know, the buying power is less. There's less buyers on the market. They felt like they have the upper hand. So to seller in some way, as an agent, you know, I would definitely suggest you guys to take more earnest deposit, just so the buyer likely chance of backing out. Now, for the advice that I give to either first-time homebuyers or first-time investors, I would say if you are a first-time homebuyer and you definitely wanted to upgrade, let's say if you're a renter, you definitely wanted to buy a property to live in, then ask yourself this: are you going to be living in the property for the next 5 to 7 years? The longer, the better. If you can afford to your monthly payment plus insurance and property tax, let's say if it's like $700, $1,700, if you can afford that, then ask yourself, if on unlucky chance you lost your job, does your spouse income, would that support you guys to pay for the mortgage payment? Would you still have emergency fund left to kind of, you know, pay for the daily expenses if like one of the spouse doesn't have its job? Because the economy, the way it's going with major unemployment, like with the high employment rate, there are so many people losing its job, and it's really hard to say in the next 1 or 2 years if we are going to get in a depression. Now, if you do lose this job, would you still be able to afford it? And if the answer is yes, then I'll say go for it if it's the right home for you, and also take advantage of the big environment. Now there are less, you know, competition. You can probably get a better deal. Sellers are more willing to do price cuts. Sellers are more willing to negotiate the price with you. Now, if you are a first-time investor, you're still trying to find good properties to purchase. Right now, I think cash flow is definitely way more important than appreciation. A rule that I go by when I look at rental properties is I'll look at the area. If it's a semi-decent area, as long as, let's say I'm spending $120,000 on a investment property, if my rent can get to minimum $1,200 a month, you know, I think it's a good deal for me. It's like it's like the 1% rule. So I go by that rule, and that's kind of how I look for investment properties, especially for rental property. But anyway, long story short, like in this market, you just gotta to pay attention to one, interest rate, also pay attention to the inventory levels in your local market. I hope this video is somewhat helpful, and if you guys have any questions in regards to the real estate market, or any questions like in Philadelphia market area, or if you're a seller or buyer that need the service of buying and selling properties in Philadelphia, my contact information is linked down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.